What's up, man? You're doing great. Hello, ladies. I'm going to talk to you about something very quickly, and I feel like something that you should know because a lot of us have struggled with this in entrepreneurship journey. Whatever we're doing, it always comes down to this thing that most of us we never actually gotten a chance to be taught about this or somebody to help us in becoming successful with this. And that's the issue of writing proposals or getting partnership, getting sponsorship, or getting an investment, whatever the case is. So I just thought I should share with you some of the things that I know. I'm not saying what I'm not trying to claim that I'm an expert, but I'm just going to share with you something that I've been doing for the past 5 years in terms of writing to the people and trying to get them on board, either putting their money in or their resources in, or even themselves in the project that we're doing. You know, I've run an NGO for the past 5 years. A lot of you knows it, Albrimo, and it given me an opportunity to always write some letters to distinguished individuals out there with the hope of trying to get the assistance in whatever we are doing, either workshops, programs, television engagements, you name it, a lot of those. And also running a startup of my own is about 2 years old now. Launch it and give me an opportunity as well to try to get some partnerships from people that I feel like these are really the guys that can actually help us in the project that we are doing, so that we can increase the weight or actually even increase the chances of its success. So in during the time I've always seen that a lot of us are doing the same, you know, writing some letters to the people. And one of the things that, you know, it demotivates us a lot of time when we're doing this. There's this thing that we get so frustrated when we write proposals to people and then always replies with one sentence. A lot of you knows it. You know, we regret to inform you that due to budgetary constraints we cannot be able to assist you at this particular time. And I want to tell you that that is a response that everybody has saved in a template in any organization that you write to. And one other thing that you should understand is that you are not the only person who's writing to them on that particular day. Some companies receive about 1,000 of those proposals on a single day. Actually, the same person receives over thousands of proposals every single day. And the thing is, we always feel like what you are proposing is something that is urgent, is something that is very important, is something that he should invest in. But what you don't know is that even this other proposal that has sent to him or her are of the same quality in terms of importance, in terms of urgency, in terms of everything. So what should distinguish you from the people that you actually submitting proposal with, such that your proposal can win whatever the engagement you are trying to get themselves on board for. So I'm going to share with you my knowledge on that, and I'm not trying to claim that I'm an expert or whatever people call it. I'm just going to share with you what I know, and I'll be out of here. So one of the things that you must understand before you actually even put the proposals on paper is, number one, you need to study the culture and the mandate of the person that you're writing to. If you're writing to a company, you need to understand what they stand for, what exactly are they serving, and what are the things that they are very, very passionate about. What are the things that they want to do to society? What are they doing themselves? If they were to have time and resource to do what you are doing, would they want to do it as well? You need to understand that every company has what the one thing that if they were to dive out of their mandate they would do, and you need to understand exactly what that company is doing, what does it stand for, what are its principles. You need to learn about the project that they have done before, the project that they are planning on doing next. You must understand that every company is running on a budget, and when a year starts, there's a budget that is being allocated to everything that they want to do in that particular year. When you come in that year and say, I want you to do this with me, they are also reviewing their budget to say, what did we say you want to do in this particular year? So if your thing is not in line with that thing that they want to do, or it's not in line with the mandate that they're carrying, or it's not advancing the plan that they already have, chances are that they're going to reject your proposal. Not because your product or your service or your initiative or your project or your event, whatever, is something that is not important. It's just that it's irrelevant to the mandate that they want to push as well, because they are not just having a whole bunch of money sitting in the bank account and doing nothing about it, and you've just somehow found something to do with there. But they're not going to put money in your event or your project simply because you feel like it's going to be of great importance if your events become successful. It is going to be, but it's not just the thing that they want to do. So it is very important for you to understand who should you involve and why should you involve them. So if you write to me or you write to anybody, you write to any type of company, you need to know that I also stand for that particular thing that you say you are doing. That's very, very important. The second thing that you need to do before you actually put the whole thing in paper, you should study the culture of that company in terms of who exactly is responsible, who is this letter going to go to. If I'm taking to the receptionist, where is the receptionist taking me to? If I'm taking it to records, how does it get to the person? And who is that person exactly who's going to be reviewing my letter or my proposal, whatever the case is? Do whatever you can to study, learn. If you go to BITC, you should know who you see at BITC and who actually gives the final word on that. You need to learn. When you're networking around, it's very important that you attend these networking seminars that we do, the dinners that we do, all of these things that we do, that we attend at night, even during the day, some of this networking. The very important is that chances could be that when you write a proposal, you are writing to somebody whom you already talked to about a project that you want to do in the future. So when they see it today, it somehow rings a bell to them. Plus, they can recognize the name and everything. It can actually add some scores into your thing. You should learn exactly who is the person who is going to review the proposal. Number two, you should know the turnaround time for them. You should know how long does it take them to process the proposals, and you should know the hierarchy that they do. The government ministries does not review proposals the same way parastatals do or private companies do. The government will take about a week or so for them to read the letter. A private company will take the same. When you put it there, they already can read it and actually give you the answer right there without having to write back to you. They can just give to you straight on that. We don't do this or we cannot do this. So that's one thing you should know. The second thing you should know: who is going to read your proposal. Number three, about this guy that is going to be reading your proposal. You need to study these people and also do what you do to the company. Learn who they are, how do they reason, how do they see things, what are their personal aspirations. When I get hired to be a CEO, or I get hired to be, let's say, a procurement officer or whatever, marketing manager, whatever it is, I'm going into that career having the projects that I want to do for that company as well. I go in there with objectives. I go in there because I want to do something that can get me a promotion. Understand? Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So when I get a promotion or I get whatever benefit that I wanted to do, I'm looking for things that can help me to achieve this particular goal. So I normally, when I get to share with the people, I share with them this thing that in my company is what I want to do. So if you don't bring something that me personally I want to actually work with in terms of taking it out there so that it can actually boost me up. It's not bribe, it's not corruption, it's not empty. You are helping me when I'm helping you for you to get to the point in what you need to get. So you need to study the company, study who processes the thing, and study the person. Exactly what do they want. You want to give somebody a proposal that can actually, they will read at it and say, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is what we need to do. It should ring a bell. It should be when their passion is, should be what they want to do. It's not about what you want to do when it comes to winning these things, about what the person you are writing to want to do. It also helps you to identify the people that you should write to. You don't write to everybody. Just because somebody has money does not mean that they will sponsor you. A lot of you NGOs, where you get an event or initiative, whatever you want to do, you just write to Choppies, you write to Spa, you write to KFC, you write to Alpha Direct, you write to a lot of people just because they are people. You just write to FNB for no particular reason. You don't even know why you chose those guys. You should choose these people strategically, knowing what they do and what they stand for, and how can they add value, and how can you add value to them as well in terms of engaging them. Sometimes you don't need money, sometimes you don't need to be asking for money. You could be partnering with a company that has a resource or a service that you want to do. Look, what is the one thing that you're actually trying to get money for? Is it money that you're looking for, or is a service, or is a product, or is a resource, or is a facility that you are looking for? If I'm gonna give you 10,000 for you to go and spend it on a venue somewhere, and I know somebody who already has a venue, when you write to me, say you're gonna look for 10,000, so I'm gonna tell you I don't have a 10,000, but I know it's a guy who has a venue. So when you write to that guy and say, can I have a venue so that we can partner with you in this particular project, chances are that I'm gonna give you the venue because I'm also actually benefiting from me being part of that. That's one thing. The other thing that you should know. Now, when it comes to writing the proposal, ladies and gentlemen, we need to know how to put words together. Most of us, we like beating around the bush, talking about a whole lot of things, 10 pages. Imagine if I was to give you if I was to put a 10-page long Facebook status. Some of you don't like my posts because they're too long. There's some people that like them because somehow they connect with those long posts. There's some guys that post longer posts than I do. But you don't read them, not because they're not good, but because they're too long for you. But you want to write a 20-page thing to ask me for 1,000 words. I'm not gonna read it. So you need to know how best can you put your words. You need to know how to write the letter. You need to know how to write the proposal. There are guys who just write half a page letter, half a page, and they get over 5 million pula in the proposal. But you write 20 pages, you can't even get $100. So I want you to know how to put words together. You need to upscale your skill in terms of how you write and all of that. You need to bring the point home. When you get the letter, shoot straight to the point. What exactly do you want from me? And why do you want it? And where are you going to use it? And when are you going to use it? That is very, very important. So before you go any further, you need to know how to put the things together. For you to start saying a lot of these unnecessary things, well, not every important thing is important when it comes to writing the proposal. You need to tell me what I need to know. If I want any further or additional information, I'll ask you for that. Or you can actually separately document the whole thing, a document like this that talks about that. But you should also provide with me just a cover letter, something summary, executive summary that I can read to say this is the so and so, and is looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I know how I can help you because that thing I have it at that particular point. But when I see like a 20-page thing and I have like 5 minutes to review proposals every single morning, I can't do that. So chances are that I'm going to be demoralized to read your thing just from the start. Well, I'm not saying that guys that will not read it. There are some guys that can do that. They can actually, sit down and with your proposals and go through it. But more than 90% of the people we write to, they don't have that time to be reading 20 pages proposals. You need to have like a cover letter of some sort that gets straight to the point. What is it that you're looking for? That's it. And then we can also provide an additional, document that actually goes into the details as to what is going to be happening from one and all of that, and how do you want me and how am I benefiting from it, and a lot of that. You need to know how to put words together. Even in writing both of these documents, you need to know how to use words. You need to know how to play with people. You need to know how to tweak your words in somehow that it favors you in whatever you're doing. It actually gets me interested in reading further. It's like writing a composition. This is an art. It's a skill that you must have as an individual on how to write a proposal. It's very important. You don't just put blank statements, vague, just simple basics. No, you need to write like a business person. And for you NGO people, you have your own way of writing things, and that is one thing that is responsible for your losses every time you're writing proposal. You don't need to write like NGO people. You don't want to sound like charity people. You don't need to sound like people who are looking for donations. Even though you are looking for money for a non-profit project, you need to sound like a business person. You need to show me that you understand that me putting money on you, I'm not just in donating, I am investing in you, and you understand what ROI is. Look at yourself. Go and research what ROI is and tell me, if I'm putting money on him, I need a return on investment. And I need you to show me how am I getting that return on that investment. Sorry for me to be saying these things this way. But I'm an NGO person as well. But I'm also an entrepreneur. So being an entrepreneur showed me, I've been doing things wrong, and that's why people haven't been investing in the things that I do, because when I go to them demanding that they help me, and then I'm trying to somehow force them with words, due to your Corporate Social Responsibility Act, you should act like responsible companies, you need to put money in initiatives like this one to show that we are becoming a civic and responsible nation and all of that. That thing does not work anymore. I need to see, if I put money on this, how is it helping the first person that you said is helping? How is it helping you? And how is it helping me? Very, very much important. Sometimes it's not about helping me, but I want to see, how does it add value in the end? Is it something that should be done? Or is it something that concerns you as an NGO? Or is it concerns the whole people? Or is it the problem that is only seen by you? Or is it an illusionist problem? Or is it something that could actually somehow build a better good for us after we've done this thing? If I put my brand on your project, what are the implications to my brand? There's some things that even now as an entrepreneur, I regret that I've actually took my brand into them. I shouldn't have actually took my brand into them. Some guys came to me and said, I need you to help me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just going to put, and there's this thing that people say, we're going to help you with mileage, and we're going to give you visibility and publicity, and we'll mention your brand name when you are on radio interviews and TVs. That sounds good to you when you are saying it, asking for money, but when I'm reading it and you are telling me I'm listening to you, I know that I can actually get the same things for free, even much more time than you can get as an NGO. I actually have more mileage than you. I'm giving you mileage, not you giving me mileage. So for an NGO, people, they feel like it's the in thing. But I want you to learn, it's not wrong for you to say those things. It's not wrong at all. At least I can recognize that you know a few things. But you need to sound like a business person. It should sound like an investment of some sort. It should sound like something that is, you should convince me that my money is worthwhile. And then there's another thing. Every company in this day and age is looking forward to do something in society. I've seen people saying, we want to donate clothes, we want to donate food and all of that, and then therefore they are writing Shoppies. I'm sorry to be mentioning Shoppies every now and then, but it's one of the things that I've seen common name on this conversation. We are writing to Shoppies to give us 10,000 pula so that we take this money and buy food and give it to the community. This helps you, and the community is gonna see like it's good for you. But it will be good for you in terms of me as Choppies qualifying for tax exemptions, qualifying for a lot of good things, getting my brand, good out there, and being recognized when it's me spending my 10,000 pula and bringing it to the same community. It has value for me that way than you give. Why should I give you money for you to take my money and buy food and give it to the other people? You should think about those things. I've seen other people saying, I want to organize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want you on board and all of this thing. And I'm looking at myself, I already have an event as well. I already have an initiative as well in a few days or a few months, a few weeks that I'm going to do in the same line. It's actually helping me more when I'm doing it myself than when I'm outsourcing from somebody. But trust me, there's something that I don't have, which you have. And then there's something you don't have, which I have. So if you come to me with something that I already want to do, and I can see that you are feeling a gap which I cannot do or I cannot fill by myself, chances are that I'm going to request that you partner with me on the project that we are doing. And that is you and me on the same project, you're serving the same community. A lot of people are not ready for these things. They'll feel like, no, these guys are trying to swallow our brand. They want to make everything look like it's them and all of that. That's the current situation when it comes to you getting somebody into a project like that's where you need to go. So you need to choose whether between do you want the thing to be done or do you want it to be done by you. So if you are concerned about it being done to the other people, then it shouldn't really matter how it's done. If you feel like your brand is too important than the mission or the vision that you have on board, chances are that is either you're not going to do it at all or you're going to do it very, very small, and that's why it doesn't produce the results that you thought it's going to produce. So those are things that you should consider when you're trying to get into a project that you want to do, more especially when you're an NGO. But for a company, when you also propose another company that let us join hands on a project like this one, the same thing always matters. What is my mandate? What is your mandate? What is the mandate of the thing that we are joining our hands into? And then how is this thing benefiting these people who are doing it for? And how is it benefiting me? How is it benefiting you? And how does this thing make a business sense in the end? Business people think that they sound too greedy. They're greedy every time they want to gain. But what people don't know is that I spend the money that I could actually be spending somewhere to make sure that my company grows, because it has to otherwise. If it doesn't grow, it stays stagnant, and then when it stays stagnant, other competitors beat me to the game and all of that, a whole bunch of things. I need to make sure that every penny that I spend, it actually adds value to the mission, the mandate of why I created the company in the first place. I'm not saying we're not supposed to be doing good. We are supposed to be doing good, but the good we do, it has to make sense at some point. So when I propose you as a company, I should propose you knowing that you also have the same mandate regarding what you do. I'm going to give you an example. There's a company called WorthPoint of my great brother, Tefo Maleka. When I go to Tefo Maleka, I know that Tefo Maleka has an interest in the entrepreneurs, just like I do. He does events, just like I do. He consults people, just like I do. He does a whole bunch of other things that I also do. We are not competitors, me and Tefo. We do what we call competition. And all of that. So when I go to him, I understand what does he stand for, and therefore when I propose a project like, let's say project 124, and say let's do project 124, this is how it's going to run and all of that, in that quick 5 minutes meeting, he already sees the value that I'm putting on board, and he also sees himself benefiting from the same thing, even though the people who are at project 124, they're getting everything for free. You need to understand that somehow it generates leads for him, it generates leads for me, it generates business for him, it generates business for me. That's the whole thing. That's how it all goes. It's not just about, we need to be philanthropists, we need to be doing things for free for people. We should do it. Whenever we can, we should do good to the people. But we are spending money for that. You need to be a good steward of the resources that you're given. You don't just get the resources and then you splash them on the people and all of that. Even for some of you who receive proposals from other people, I want you to listen to this and know that you are getting your mandate properly, to get these things proper. You don't just put money on other people because they're requesting for that money, or they're somehow blackmailing you to feel like you're not a responsible citizen when you're not putting money on the things. Though it doesn't mean that way. So I want you to get off this. I hope you got these three things: learn the company, what they stand for; learn the people responsible for processing this thing; and number three, learn the people, the same people who are actually processing the proposal that you have, and then learn how to fit yourself in the mandate, to how to propose value, how to craft a serious value proposition strategy that actually gets me attracted to be part of your thing. That's the whole point. You need to get that right. If you don't get that right, I'm not going to see why I should put my money on your thing, or why should I partner with you, or why should I actually read your thing in the first place. Know how to present your case is very important. You can pitch on them with the mouth. You can also pitch on the writing. There's something called a pitch deck. You should learn how to write a pitch deck, and then you send it over, and people can be able to read it, get interested, and help you out. The idea is the letter you should write should win you the same thing that you actually proposing from the same person. So why should you write it the way you've been writing it if it hasn't been giving you results? Why don't you try the way I'm actually sharing with you, to say go and try it this way? I'm telling you, it's gonna work for you. I've lost a lot of proposals that I've written to the people because there was a way I was writing it, and the moment I started writing it this other different way that I'm sharing with you now, it has always been working out for me. I'm not saying I'm winning all the people that I'm writing for, but some of the people, over like 55% of the proposals I'm writing, they're becoming successful. And it is great. I want you to benefit from the same thing. You can't be writing 99% of proposals being rejected every day when you can do it somehow, and it can actually work for you, work for your NGO, work for your company, work for you even in the future. So the other last thing that I should share with you is that you need to know when to submit the proposal. Timing is very, very important. You don't just submit a proposal because you have to submit it. I told you that every company, when it goes into a year, it already has a budget that they are allocating for. Every company has a financial year that it has. Some is in May, some in February, some in January, some in July, some in December. So you need to then know, when does my financial year start as a company? It's very, very important. And number two, you should learn how much budget do I have for the kind of things that you are proposing for. The money that I have and that I'm managing in the business is there for certain projects. I'm not, as a manager, I'm not supposed to go out of my way to sponsor things that we don't stand for. When I'm saying due to budgetary constraints, I cannot help you, I'm not saying I don't have money. I have it, but it's not for the things that you are proposing from my side. That is the whole point. I want you to get that straight. And then you need to know when exactly to submit the thing. The reason why people are telling you that submit the proposal well in time is because they don't only want to get ready to help you. Part of getting ready is them when they are planning for the next financial year, knowing that there's a guy like you doing that kind of project, and then therefore you're going to need their assistance, and then therefore they can partner with you now, knowing that your project is next year, and then they'll be able to help you next year, not now. But our problem is that we'll be having an event the next month, and then we write a letter right now, like now, and then submit it tomorrow morning, and then we keep calling them 3 times a day and checking them 4 times a week and say, how far said, we are losing time, and this project is very, very important, and therefore you're just silent on me. I need you to reply me, send them WhatsApp, you email, you check them, you tell them that if you don't sponsor me, I'm not getting out of your office right now. Trust me, that's like at 9 p.m. The guy is just going to get out of his office and leave you in there with security, and then goes home. Tomorrow he's going to reply after 5 weeks or 5 months. Learn about the turnaround time. Learn when do I process the emails, or when do I actually read through things, and learn when am I going to call you according to my schedule. I'm not saying you cannot interrupt you. You can interrupt it if it's very, very urgent, but you need to learn my initial structure of how I manage the things that I'm managing in my company. That's one thing you need to know. And then when I'm talking about when to submit it, you need to know when to propose and how to propose. This is like proposing a girl. It's you don't just rock up and then you just say whatever you want to say. You need to have a strategy. That's why I told you need to network. If, for example, if I have projects that are going to need Mascom next year, I start attending Mascom dinners, and I need to learn who's the head of corporate services. Mr. Masarwa, some great guy, very powerful man. Learn how he thinks, you know, how he processes. Very smart man. You can write, not Mr. Masaro. Mr. Masaro is for Orange. It's a very, very, very smart man. He knows almost more than 105% of the things you know. So you cannot lie to him and say this is the statistics and then all of that and all of, no, it doesn't work that way. He knows a lot of those. And I've learned that he likes innovative stuff, you know. He wants things that, you know, things that have that thing, you know, they has to have that thing when you talk to him. So I learned those kind of guys, you know, you chat with them, get their card, call them sometimes, check them in the office before I actually say anything. You know, tomorrow they're asking me what are you doing, and I tell them. I'm not actually asking them that day, I'm just telling them this is what I do. And then tomorrow is asking me how is it going, and then I'm telling him when I haven't started, you know. And then next time I'm checking on him and say, you know what, man, this is how it went, and I need you help in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He says, you know what, write me something, send it to me. I do. I already have it, by the way. By the moment I get home, I just email it, or get to the office, email it to him. And when I email it to him, he sees it. He already knows who I am, what I do, and he also likes what I do. Then therefore he does anything in his power to help me. Even though he does not budget for my thing, he can see, he can move things around. You need to learn how to do that. Relationships, you know, build networks with people that you write to. And then after they have helped you, don't dish them and say, oh, well, we'll see you next. You know, you keep maintaining the same relationship. You need to see what they do that you can help them with. Volunteer when they have events. Volunteer when they have all of these things. Show up. Let them know you. You know, I have partners as well in HLDC. You know, very good people that work with. Whenever they have everything, I'm always there. You see my pictures all the time. And whenever I need help, I have already added too much value on them. They consider me a critical stakeholder. You need to do the same thing when you get help from them. I get help from them because they are serving the people that I'm serving, and I also augment their mandate. You know, when I push my work, I'm actually pushing their work, even though under my brand, but it's the same client, and the statistics keep pushing in terms of people who are helped by the same projects, and I'm on one of those things, one of those people. The reason why I partner with great people, likes of HRDC, different companies, is because I do what they do. And what's my passion is their passion. Whatever I do, we are the same people, different brands, but the same people. And therefore, when I'm pushing I'm pushing theirs as well. And that's why I get their help all the time. You know, there are other projects that benefits me alone, but they help me because I'm me. You know, I have helped them in the things that benefit them alone as well. So that's the whole point of why you should write winning proposals. I hope this helps you, and I hope that the next time you're going to write a proposal, you're gonna get it is gonna get through, and you're going to be very, very successful. Don't forget the things I taught you. You can go home and start writing the things the same way you've been writing it. I can assure you, if you do today what you were doing yesterday, you're going to get tomorrow what you got today. I'm gonna say that again. If you do today what you did yesterday, you're gonna get tomorrow what you got today. So if you are to write the proposals today, the same way you've been writing it yesterday, tomorrow you're gonna get the same results you got in today's proposal. You have another chance. If the results are wrong, check your methodologies. If your methodologies don't work, make sure that you keep reviewing other methodologies until you get the right results you want. Go and try the things I'm sharing with you. The idea is when you write it, you should win it. That's the whole point. When you propose a girl, you are not only hoping that she says yes, she should say yes. But she will not just say yes. There are ways, you know, there are ways, that things that need to be considered. Even when you propose a job, you propose a partner, propose an investment, or a sponsorship, you should win. But you don't just win. You need to get some things right. And that's why I'm sharing with you, because I want you to be successful in what you do. You need to go out there and win. You don't win because you push. You win because you push in the right direction, to the right people, with the right things, with the right finger. You don't just push, you need to push the way you should push. Alright, I hope this helps you, and make sure that whatever you do, if you need help, hit our inbox. Launch It Coaching International page is the most effective page. And my personal one is Goitsemang J Khutsafalo. My Instagram is J Khutsafalo. My Twitter is @JKhuts. My name is Dr. Wizkid, and I'm out of here. Thank you. Don't die with your dream. Launch it.